following is a presentation of Manatee Schools Television in association with TV production teachers and students.
Welcome to Balvan Stadium on the campus of Bayshore High School for this week's MSTV Game of the Week. I'm Chris Comboy, and joining me tonight is Hall of Fame coach Paul Meckley as we bring you all the action in what should be a very competitive battle between two programs on the rise with second-year coaches. Tonight, the 2-1 Bruins play host to Coach Jason Grain's 2-1 Pirates of Braden River High School, fresh off a Pirates' huge come-from-behind rivalry win over Lakewood Ranch. Across the field, Coach Ace Sanders' Bruins are riding high as well, knocking off Pinellas Park in Sarasota en route to their first 2-1 record in years. Last season, the Pirates easily handled the Bruins by a score of 35-0 for one of their two victories on the year. But this year's Bayshore squad is not the same old Bayshore of the past, is it, Coach?
That is correct. They're a little bit different this year with second-year Coach Ace Sanders taking over for the second season now. We find that they enter the football game this evening with a little bit different approach than probably most high school football teams. After 3 games, the Bayshore Bruins have thrown the football 98 times and completed it 629 yards, averaging 191 yards per game. They have scored 7 touchdowns by way of passes this year so far from their quarterback, Wiley, but they've only had 2 rushing touchdowns so far this year. So they appear as though they would like to throw the ball to get their points. They have 3 wide receivers that are in double digits already catching footballs, with Camden Stansel leading the way with 16 catches and 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. Amari Thomas has 12 receptions, and Jaden Gibson, a junior, has 13 receptions. So you can see that Ace Sanders and his coaching staff would love to throw the ball around the field a little bit and score by way of the air.
So are you surprised that a wide receiver, former wide receiver, becomes a head coach and his team likes to throw the ball a lot? Or
I think I'm not surprised, and I'm also convinced that a lot has to do with the man that's coaching the quarterbacks, former player of yours.
Yeah, Breon Carnes over here at Bayshore now, coaching the quarterbacks, also has a lot to do with the transfer that they got in this year in the offseason. That's number 12, Jadis Wiley from Specially Fit Academy, where he played last year, who they have a lot of confidence in. They're really excited about him. He's a gunslinger. I saw him play in the Kickoff Classic. A lot of athletic ability, a lot of arm talent. Got to brush up on some of the decision-making and maybe not take some chances that he's taken. And that shows up in the stats as well. In addition to those 7 touchdowns, they have 6 interceptions. So he'll have to clean that up tonight against a tough Braden River defense that held Lakewood Ranch to 7 points last week.
At 6'1", 185 pounds, he's got the size to be a nice high school quarterback for Coach Sanders and his staff. Last week, when the football game began between the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs and the Braden River Pirates, the first drive, the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs drove the length of the football field and scored a touchdown, and for most of the game, it felt as though the Mustangs were in charge of the game. But the Braden River Pirates kept it close all game long and finally won the game and brought home the trophy that is emblematic of the victor of the game between the Braden River Pirates and the Mustangs, and that is a pirate ship wheel that has not only a pirate on it but also has a horseshoe, and it's one of the rivalry games last week, and that was a big moment when Esteban kicked that winning field goal for the Pirates as the game was ending.
Yes, Esteban Benjude kicking a 31-yard field goal to win it with about a minute left, and defense held. They were kind of a bend but don't break defense last week. Coach, they gave up a lot of yards to Lakewood Ranch on the run game, especially inside. But every time they got down in their red zone or near the red zone, they stiffened up and got the turnover or the stop.
It'll be interesting to see tonight who's actually going to be the ball carrier, carrying the bulk of the load for the Braden River Pirates. Their number 1 running back is out for the second week in a row, it appears, with an injury.
So, handling the kickoff for Bayshore is Ezel Winston, be handling the kicking duties, and he's kicking a short kick. It's going to come down around the 25-yard line and bounce a couple of times, and then picked up by number 2 for Braden River. That's Anquan Polynice. He'll be their favorite target, one of their favorite targets.
Polynice has 11 receptions for 207 yards and 1 touchdown. Leading the Pirates out this evening is going to be their junior quarterback, Lou Dezenar. Last week, Dezenar versus Lakewood Ranch had 13 completions for 13 out of 28. He had 1 touchdown, and unfortunately, he made 2 mistakes through some questionable passes at those 2 occasions and through 2 picks. But we'll see what he does tonight starting in the backfield.
Braden River starts off 1st and 10, and number 6 is playing, and there's a big gain on the first playoff tackle. We didn't know if we'd see him tonight for Braden River.
Number 6 is their
David Lewis, who was their
junior
leading rusher going into last week's game and had to sit out with an injury, but it looks like he's looked fine on that play right there as he goes for about 13 or 12 yards for a first down on 1 play. And I think that's the mismatch Braden River has to take advantage of, is their offensive line against the interior and front of the Bayshore defense. Bayshore has the athletes, I think, to match up with Braden River. The line play will decide. Oh, they dropped the handoff. And it looks like Dezenor recovered it. It was like zone read. There was some indecision on whether he was given a ball or not. When he went to pull it, the ball dropped, and he fell on it. And so they're behind the chains now at 2nd and 12.
David Lewis is the leading rusher for the Pirates going into tonight's contest. And I know that Coach Jason Grain in his 2nd year is excited to have him back on the field this week.
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid. We saw him last week in street clothes, and he looked like they really missed him last week. And here he goes again. Lewis hit from behind underneath there and gets a nice gain out to the 48-yard line, or 43-yard line. I'm sorry, 43. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Braden River here. This first possession as they go against the Bayshore Bruins. Both teams 2-1. Bayshore wearing the non-traditional black uniforms with some blue and gold trim.
It's the first 3rd down faced by Lou Dezenar.
Field looks great here tonight. The refurbished Balvan Stadium with the field turf looks really good, and they jump off sides. Looks like Bayshore's off sides. That's going to be a first down for Braden River. There's actually 2 guys jumped off sides that look like they're on the long count as they mark it off. That'll bring the ball up to the 48, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They needed 4. The penalty got them 5, so it's first down. Dezenor and Lewis in the backfield. Polynice in the slot along with number 1, Nick Sinelli. They're going to give it to Lewis again, and they're going to grind out about 7 there. And we've said this last week, rarely do you see a high school coach these days is willing to be patient and do that and continue to run it. But when you're getting 7 yards a pop.
Just what we found out last week when Lakewood Ranch did that at the beginning of the game and then kind of deviated away to some other things and ended up having turnovers that cost them. Right now they're being very methodical and giving it to Lewis. Now they took him out and give him a little break and inserted a new tailback in there.
I can't see the number there. Right, was a new tailback. Cuts it back. Nice cut. It's like number 22.
82.
82?
Number 82 playing tailback for the...
That tells me you've got some injuries. It's probably not a guy that usually plays tailback. Tyrese Vega, if it's 82. Yeah, it's 82. Tyrese Vega on the carry. Nice gain. First down. up to the 40-yard line, and Braden River is just methodically driving the ball here, running between the tackles. Like we said, we'll see if they continue to do that. There's Vega, this time Desenor pulls it, and he keeps it, turns upfield and gets a nice gain, 6-7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3.
That's the first carry for Desenor. He has 17 carries on the season for 11 yards. Last week, he suffered the tough job as a quarterback when your center snaps it bad to you and you lose yardage. He had about 4 plays in a row. It wasn't his fault that he had negative yardage, but picked up 6 on that play.
Braden River goes to double tights here, bringing Freedom McNeil on the left side, and they're going to give it to Lewis, and they're going to get about no gain. They're right back to the line of scrimmage as Braden River goes with 2 tight end.
That's the 4th carry already by David Lewis. You can see that the plan for Coach Grain and the Pirates is to load up and just keep hammering with their size and in that offensive line.
And here you're probably in 2-down territory inside the 40, so they can afford to run it again if they want. They got to get 3 yards. They'll have 2 shots, and they do just that. And he's hitting the backfield by number 18. Good play in the backfield by Bayshore's number 18.
And that is Jaden Alexander, a middle linebacker, a junior, coming up there from his linebacker position and making a play.
Big loss on the play, 2 yards. So instead of it's 4th and 5 now, a full 5 yards. There's no hesitation. Braden Rivers going to go for it. 7:20 remaining in the first quarter as Braden Rivers keeping that clock running. We saw that last week, a very quick first half we had with both teams running the ball. So I don't think we'll see that tonight when Bayshore gets the ball, though. And now they're going to throw. Desenor's first throw is a slant into coverage, and it looks like it's broken up. Number 8 on the coverage. He was looking for number 7. Dixon was the intended receiver.
Falls incomplete. The Bruins had the ball there for a good 5 minutes on the clock, and the Pirates marched the ball down for 5 minutes, but unfortunately, that 4th down and 7, they were unable to complete the pass, and we will now see that new look Bayshore Bruin offense. As
Xavier Austin on the breakup there for the defense. It's going to be interesting to see. We saw Freedom McDaniel last week make multiple tackles for loss to see how the front offensive line of the Bayshore Bruins can handle him. Very quick. We talked about it, leverage, plays low and fast, and gets a lot of penetration. Bayshore starts off with a run. They hand it off right away to number 22.
Land in Horns on that first carry for the Bayshore Bruins.
Gain of 2. They tried to surprise us running the ball off the bat there after we talked about how much they're going to throw. But I'm sure we'll see our fair share of passes here. 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line. 38-yard line, I'm sorry. 38, 2nd and 7. 2nd and 8. Bayshore in the shotgun formation with a pistol back. And they're going to run it again to Horns, and he's hitting the backfield by 88 for Braden River. He breaks the tackle, but he's not going to break the second one. Down there in the bottom of the pile with number 15.
Maddox Hale was the first person to get in on that particular play, but then finishing him off
Xavier
was
Davis. So we saw him make a lot of big plays last week, and he made a big one there, coming up and securing that tackle. Make it a 3rd and 9, and I think we'll get to see that passing offense of Bayshore here.
In at quarterback is Jadis Wiley, a senior, who's had thrown quite a few passes for 3 games into the season.
He's back to pass, and he's looking deep, looking for number 5. Good coverage there by number 13 for Braden River.
That's
Tay Green. Nice job. Excellent position there. Pressing the linebacker, the receiver to the sideline. Bayshore was looking for Amari Thomas down the left sideline there. And the Bayshore Bruins are going to go 3 and out in their first possession, and we're going to see how the Bayshore punting team handles things here. In the past, that's been kind of a bugaboo for the Bruins. Ezel Winston, who handled the kicking duties, is also the punter.
That was a very good play there by the Pirate defensive back staying in his pocket, turning
excellent coverage. Yeah, he was
challenging the ball.
Yeah, there was nothing there. But 3rd and long, you take a shot at it, throw it anyway. It would have been as good as a punt. Might have been farther than a punt. Low snap. Winston kicks, gets it away. It's a short kick to the left. He gets a good roll though. 12, probably a 13-yard roll down to the 30. Now, we always talk about catching the punts, but I don't think you can catch them when they're that short.
No, when it's that short and going to the sideline, they might have been playing on that one because I don't think they want to kick the ball to Anquan Polanese, one of the leading receivers for the Braden River Pirates.
And we saw Polanese very dangerous when he gets the ball in his hands, making guys miss. Exciting player. Had a really good game last week, the game we did against Lakewood Ranch. So we saw them use him on jet sweeps and bubbles. They like to get him the ball in space. And Braden River will come out for their 2nd possession now.
In at tailback again is Tyrese Vega. They're not using David Lewis at the start of this series.
I think we're having is this a water time? This was a water timeout. I think they did the water timeout during the change of possessions there, which is good. I like that.
5 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter here at Balvan Stadium on the campus of Bayshore High School.
Game moving along quickly here. So the Bruins, we got a false start on Braden River. Looked like they had the pulling guard was moving a little quick there and really excited about pulling. Possibly.
That's not the way you would like to start your second drive, but put yourself in behind the chains at 1st and 15.
So 1st and 15 from the 25. Vega at tailback, Desenor at quarterback. Braden River gives to Vega. Runs into a number 16 for Bayshore.
That is Edson Colon. He's one of the outside linebackers in on that play.
Vega with the carry.
See it.
Tackled by Edson Colson.
Gain of about 3 on the play. Second out 12.
Second and 12 for the Pirates here with 4:50 left in the first quarter. They go trips to the left side of the field, play action, and they're going to throw the bubble out there to Polanese, and this is the guy they want to get the ball to. He makes one guy miss. They got a hold call on the receiver blocking out there, though, so that's going to come back. Would have been a 11-yard gain. I don't know where the yardstick's going because the chain should have stayed where it was, but they're going to mark it off from the 32, so it should go back to the 22. So it's going to be a 2nd and 18 when all is said and done, I believe. And that's what we like. We saw them. They like to do that to Polanese, to try to give him the ball out there on the perimeter and make guys miss. But that happens a lot when you get blocking, the receivers blocking on the perimeter. Get a little free with their hands and you get the penalty called.
It's not the most anticipated and joyous position for those wide receivers to play, blocking for their fellow teammate. And unfortunately, sometimes they get their hands out there against the DB and he's able to wiggle away and you get called for a holding call. David Lewis checks back into the lineup. Going out is Vega.
Probably trying to rest Lewis a little bit.
Yep.
You know, with his hamstring issue he had that he sat out last week, they probably don't want to do too much with him. 2nd and 18. Pre-snap penalty. I didn't see a flag that.
Delay of game, Braden River.
That was a really quick delay of game there, but they took them. I think they started the clock before they marked off the penalty. That was really fast.
So that's going to set up a 3rd down and very long for the 2nd down and very long.
2nd and 23. Braden River at their working backwards now at their own 17-yard line. And they're going to hand it off to Lewis, and he makes a man miss and bounces outside, makes another man miss. Got a nice gain out to about the 38, 39, 37-yard line. They're going to mark him down, I think. It's going to be 3rd and 1 if they mark it there. Nope, 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2 or 2.5, maybe 3 even. They keep moving it back. 3rd and 3. Nice gain.
Last year, David Lewis was a defensive end, and they have converted him to a running back, and he's doing a fine job on this carry as he's about 205 pounds and low center of gravity, and he's able to get him big gain on the play.
3rd and 3, Desenor, and we get false start on the number 1, Nick Sinelli, the wide receiver down here. At the bottom of your screen, flinched, and
That would
Bayshore coaches made sure he called that.
That would be the 3rd penalty in this drive for the Bruins.
Tough to have a successful drive when you're having to replay downs and go backwards.
So that sets up a 3rd down and about 8 yards to go for the Pirates. Desenard quarterback, Davis is still in at the tailback.
Desenor drops back to pass, and he's looking outside for Dixon. No flag is coming in. 13 on Bayshore broke it up. He might have gotten there a little early. That's Kerry Alexis.
Alexis is a senior defensive back, 5'10", coming in there, and he probably is going to get flagged for coming in a little early. The referees are discussing it.
That's going to be a 1st down after the mark-off. It was a good play. If you on the replay, just tried to play through the ball and kind of got on his back maybe a second early. And Braden River gets the flag in their favor this time.
Looked like a nice little curl route there being run by the wide receiver. Desenard threw the ball on the money, and they played through the man, causing the interference call.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 48 as they approach midfield here. Coach Sanders there, I didn't like that call, but I'm sure when he was playing a receiver, he would have wanted that call. So play action, and they're going to throw it in the flats to Polson. Gain of about 3 out in the flats here. Polson, the tight end, but he really lines up more as a wing and a slot, more so than he does tight end, but they list him as a tight end. He does line up connected as a tight end son, but he's not your prototypical tight end body. But did a good job for them last week.
Made a couple big catches up the seam late in
nice catch there in the flat.
He came in motion and came across the formation, kind of like an H-back deal.
And here we go, 2nd and 7. As Vega running to the right. Number 52 for Bayshore making the play for a short gain.
That's Jace Brave in on the tackle for the Pirates.
Jace Brave making that tackle for about a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 5. We're down to 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the 1st quarter already, and the Bruins have crossed the 50. They got 3rd and 5 from the Bayshore 48-yard line.
Pirates are moving their running backs in and out on almost every other play this time.
Trying to keep
Lewis
them fresh.
Is back in there.
They got some confusion. They're going to call timeout.
They might be getting more tired moving in and out of the game.
Yeah, that's a lot of running. I know. We've talked about this before. A lot of coaches will have their quarterback run to the sideline to get plays, and I remember back in after 2006 season, we actually charted how much Breon Carnes ran during a game, and when Coach Kinnan saw the yardage was actually in miles, that he actually ran in a game, and then we changed to a signaling system just to save the quarterback's legs. And
the running back, David Lewis, who we're referring to for our football fans, is a junior. Going into this ball game, he had missed all of last week's game against the Mustangs. He had 28 carries for 183 yards, and he was averaging 6.5 yards a carry. So he is a load to bring down, and they are being very systematic in determining how often he's going to be on the field tonight for the Pirates, coming off of a hamstring injury that kept him out of the game completely last week.
And that average has probably gone up tonight with some of the runs he's had already. So
yeah, he's had one run for 12, another run for 17, 6 and 7 on there. So he's carried the ball 6 times already tonight.
And he's in there at tailback now on a 3rd and 5. They play action. Throwing it up the seam, intercepted by number 14 for Bayshore in the secondary on a throw up the seam. That's Wilson Nanambre with the interception.
Looked like they were trying to throw the same pass that they threw last week up to Pulse and up the seam there, and it just got outside a little bit. And the receiver was inside the hash mark, and the ball got picked off there by the Bayshore Bruin defender.
And it looks like there's a flag out here now.
Might have a little sideline violation here, maybe.
There's something going on here. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a warning. Maybe it was a sideline warning. It looks like it was a sideline warning, and maybe the guys running out on the field celebrating after that interception.
Our officials in the booth here have confirmed that was the call. We thank them very much. The Gulf Coast Officials Association is with us again this evening. 2 by 2.
So the Bruins go back on offense at their own 30, and they're going to come out throwing now. Off the bat, Wiley hits number 5. Amari Thomas was intended the receiver on that ball, third down pass.
Tackle on the spot made their number 24, Ethan Cow. A gain of about 5 yards for
and the
Wiley.
Bruins staying 2 by 2 now. A little more of a spread look than they had in the first drive. It's 2nd and 5. And Wiley is going to give. And he's hit right away by Cow. Carry was to number 6, Judge, for Bayshore. I believe that's Judge, Jason Judge.
He lost a yard.
Lost a yard. Ethan Cow playing the run well there, coming up, making a good form tackle. Secured the tackle. Ethan Cow, very active in tackles for Braden River. We saw that last week, and if you look at their stats, you can see he's very active. And it's 3rd and 6 now. Jadis Wiley is back in the gun and 3rd down.
Looks like the Pirates are playing too deep.
We got a whistle
in the
here.
secondary, middle's open.
I don't know what's going on. Something's going on here.
Clock is moving, and they're talking. Did they reset the clock late?
Looks like they had to get information to Camden Stansel out there. Didn't have to play. High snap. Wiley's back on 3rd down. Throwing into the flat. He's got Stansel. He makes one man miss, and he's still on his feet, and he's going to get across the 50 to the 49-yard line of Braden River. 1st down, Bruins.
Gain of 13 yards there by the completion by Wiley to Stansel. Stansel, that's his first catch tonight. He's the leading receiver for the Bruins with 16 receptions on the season in 3 games, which I think at a high school is pretty impressive.
Yeah, Stansel, a transfer from Palmetto last year. His dad, Butch Stansel, coaches for the Bruins. Used to be a longtime JV coach at Palmetto. Had a lot of great JV teams over at Palmetto during his time. And he's going to go out in the flats and hitch to Amari Thomas, and it's going to be about a 6-yard gain, 5-yard gain again. Wiley really does a good job throwing, getting the ball quick when he has to on those hitches. I saw earlier in the year, getting the ball out when he has soft coverage and taking that gift if the defense is playing soft. So 2nd and 5. And the Bruins are driving. 20 seconds left here in the first quarter, scoreless first quarter. And play action while he's back. He's going to scramble off to his left. He's rolling out. He can throw on the run. Oh, but Ethan Cow. No, that's 27. I'm sorry. Number 27 for Braden River. Gavin Porowski, nice play. Closed down quickly on him and made a good sure tackle on the sideline. And that is the end of the first quarter. So the quarter ends there. We're going to be switching around. We'll take a break right here. It'll be 3rd and 6 when we come back to Balvan Stadium.
In the event of inclement weather that requires the evacuation of the stadium, please take shelter at the end of the first quarter. With our score, Braden River 0, your Bayshore Bruins 0. In the event of inclement weather that requires the evacuation of the stadium, please take shelter in your vehicle. Those without a vehicle can report to the designated shelter area that will be announced during the clearing of the stadium.
games, they were finding holes, they were getting runners on, and they were scoring the runners. So if you stick to that plan, should be able to get some damage done.
And we are back to Balvan Stadium at Bayshore High School as the sun sets here in West Manatee County, West Bradenton. It's not in the city, so it's West Manatee County, Bayshore Gardens area. And the Bruins have a 3rd and 6 coming up here.
2-by-2 formation.
And Wiley's going down the middle, and he has his man. It's caught, and it's a first down. That's going to be number 11 on the reception, Robert Coleman, a sophomore. Nice catch. Tell you, we haven't seen Jaden Gibson tonight. I don't know if he's not playing, and Nasir Dixon, 2 weapons that Bayshore usually utilizes a lot. I haven't seen either one of them tonight.
Coleman was the 4th leading receiver out of their wide receiver group on the season. He had 6 for 84 with a long catch of 21 yards, and he's already scored a touchdown.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 33. Bayshore driving now deep into Braden River territory. This is about where Braden River would stiffen last week. Here comes the pressure. Oh, Wiley avoids 2 men, and now he's going to run. He's going to get a positive play out of it. He gets a gain of about 5 or 6 before he's taken down by number 2, Polonese, going both ways for Braden River.
Wiley did a nice job to avoid that tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was good pressure, and he was able to avoid 2 different guys and make a positive out of a negative. That's a big factor in having a quarterback, I think, at the high school level, is you have to have a guy who's athletic enough to turn a bad play into a good play occasionally. And that's just what he did there, as he was under early pressure and was able to make a miss and turn it into a gain rather than a loss. So that'll be 2nd and 5. Bayshore calls timeout. Timeout Bayshore to discuss what they're going to do here, I believe. I thought it was Bayshore's timeout. But
you're absolutely correct about the quarterbacks in high school being able to buy a little bit of time, and if they can use their legs and, turn negative plays into just pick up of 2 or 3, it sure makes your play calling a lot easier when you get to 2nd and 4 instead of 2nd and 14, which is probably where he was prior to making the run.
2 or 3, or maybe 60 or 70 if it's Tommy Frazier or Adrian McPherson and Breon Carnes. Some of those guys over the years at Southeastern Manatee that could turn a bad play into a touchdown in a heartbeat. All right, here we go. Bayshore's got 2nd and 5 here. Jadis Wiley back. And a long snap count. He's going to hit the slant. He's got number 8 over the middle. Nice catch. Good hands there by Xavier Austin, wide open. Wiley delivered a bullet there, and Austin made a nice catch of it. And you'll see it here on the replay. They ran slant from the slot from the inside guy, and he gets inside of Ethan Cow, and there's a big gap there, and Wiley delivers the ball to the opening, and they're driving now at 1st and 10.
15-yard gain there on that one.
15-yard gain down to the 14, so it's 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Bayshore going in to possibly take the lead here with 10 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Wiley gives to Judge. He's got a hole. He's hit the hole hard, and he's down to the 5-yard line. He's going to be about a yard short, gain of 9 for Jayshon Judge. And Bayshore's got a 2nd and 1. They got a play to kind of play with here if they want to take a shot at the end zone maybe. And if they're going no huddle here, they go quick to the ball. And they give it to Judge again. No, he keeps it this time. Wiley makes a guy miss, and he's in. Touchdown. The Bayshore Bruins draw first blood as Jadis Wiley pulls the ball on his own read and is able to dive into the end zone.
Turned it into a 6-yard touchdown, the first score of the evening for the Bruins. He rode the zone read in there, kept the ball, and got it in. That's 2 carries for Wiley.
Good read, good call, I think, down there. They went quick. They didn't give Bayshore or Braden River a chance to really realign. And after that 9-yard run by Judge, he jumped right up on the line of scrimmage, kind of ran the same play to the other side, but this time he pulled it, and now we've got number 21, Winston, attempting the extra point. Ezel Winston We got a illegal substitution on Bayshore. So they're going to have to move back 5 yards. Normally that would not be a factor, but after seeing Winston's kickoff, I'm not so sure that the extra points are that automatic here. And over the history of Bayshore the last couple of years, kicking game's been a definite issue.
Although Bayshore scored on the run there by Wiley, I think they had completed probably 3 passes in a row to get down there, showing you that they would really like to throw the ball more so than run the football tonight.
And they mixed it up nice on that drive, and that ball kicked low and tipped, and it's going to be no good.
The extra point attempt is no good. And with 9:34 remaining in the first half.
So the Bruins score first. They go up 6-0.
Both teams entered this game
2-1
with a 2-1 record. Both coaches have been on the sidelines at their respective schools for this, their second season. Jason Grain for the Braden River Pirates and Ace Sanders for the Bruins.
And both teams off to, like we mentioned, Bayshore has doubled their amount of wins from last year. The Pirates have equaled their amount of wins. They had 2 wins last year. So both programs seem to be on an upward trajectory.
That win last week for the Pirates was an enthusiastic experience for the whole high school. They were, we were sitting on their side doing the broadcast, and the fans and the students really loved the situation, especially after the 45-minute delay that we
Lightning delay,
experienced.
yeah. That was. Let's hope we don't get one of those tonight. So far, so good. Weather's beautiful. Sun is starting to set here. Winston kicking it off for Bayshore, and it's a better kick this time, down to about the 16. It's taken by, I couldn't see who it was. I think it's Garvin 9. He's just carrying a pile of players. Wow. All the way up to the 48-yard line. Great return. I think it was number 9, Garvin, but I can't. We'll see who when they untangle here maybe. Yes, that looks like who it was. Number 9, Garvin, who played a lot of running back last week. We haven't seen him yet tonight.
He's been playing both ways a lot of times for the Pirates, but that was a real nice return by him. So now Lou Desenor and the Pirates are going to have to come back on the field. And
Jovan Garvin was the returner there. A nice return of about 26, 27 yards. So Desenor and the Pirates now trying to answer the Bruins score.
David Lewis in the backfield again.
See if the Braden River can get anything started. Lewis up the middle. He's got a nice gain of about 7. The ball's out. Ball is out. Bayshore picks it up. It looks like number 13 for Bayshore going down the left sideline. And if there's no whistles here, that's going to be a touchdown for Kerry Alexis. A defensive touchdown. I'm assuming a scoop and score unless it was just ripped out of his hands. It looks like he just ripped it out of his hands and goes down the left sideline. And the Bayshore Bruins go up 12-0.
That's a big momentum play there for the Bruins here. David Lewis had gained 7 yards on the play, and somehow the ball popped out. The Bruins were Johnny on the spot, picked it up, and took it into the house.
It looked like he was fighting for extra yardage and being held up, and Alexis just ripped the ball out of his hands. I think we couldn't see the ball in the air at any time or on the ground. He just kind of came out of that pile with the ball. And Bayshore is going to call a timeout and go for 2, I think, to try to make up for that missed extra point on the first try. And we got a sideline warning or a penalty. He gave the signal for a sideline warning, but they already had one, so that would be a penalty, wouldn't it? I don't know.
There it is.
They're not marking anything off.
So now the Bruins will be going for 2.
Maybe it'll be enforced on the kickoff. Could be a penalty that's enforced on the kickoff. I believe it's 5 yards unless there's contact with an official. Then it's 15 if there's contact. Yeah, I remember that one from the game we lost on that call.
Bruins were short a man coming into the game there in their offensive line. Now they're ready to go.
They're going to try to go for 2 here. In the gun is Wiley.
Horns is in the backfield.
He's rolling out to his right. He goes Oh, nice play by the defensive back there, Polonese. He tried to stick it in there to number 5, Thomas. Throw was maybe a hair behind him, not really behind him, but it was out in front. And you can see Polonese reach over right there and slap the ball away. Great job.
Very good man-to-man technique there as he followed his receiver all the way across the formation and got his hand out there and knocked the ball down.
So we got 9:02 remaining. Bayshore up 12-0 here. Braden River has struggled to get anything going offensively. And it looks like they're going to mark off the penalty here on the kickoff. So it's a 5-yard penalty. It is going to be 5 for the sideline warning.
Last week, the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs were playing the Pirates, and the Mustangs turned the ball over 3 times to the Pirates. Tonight, in the first 15 minutes of the ball game, the Pirates have done that to the Bruins. They have turned the ball over 2 times, one of an interception, and then the more drastic one, that last scoop and score.
So Winston will kick off for Bayshore once again. And it's a squibber towards the sideline, taken by Ethan Cow at the 30. He goes straight upfield and gets to the 35. It's a good tackle there by number 2 for Bayshore. Devon Scott, free safety senior, making the hit over on the sideline. Good field position for Braden River, though, 35.
Yeah, I think that last fumble was one of those situations where Lewis was just trying to gain extra yards and he had 4 or 5 guys around him, and the next thing you know, somebody's punching the ball out, and he turned it over. He had gained 7 yards, so the Pirates got to be excited about the fact that.
Yeah, it was a well-blocked play. The design was good, and the play was executed well. Here he goes again, running right again. This time he's hitting the backfield. Bounces off of number 0 for Bayshore. Kamari Reed hit him first in the backfield. He didn't go down. The next man got him, but no gain on the play.
That's the second time he's been stopped for no gain.
Yeah, he was trying to bounce it outside there, and they've had a little more success running up inside than on the bounce. So 2nd and 10 for Braden River. Desenor at quarterback. Vega's back into the tailback now. Desenor's going to throw. He flares it out to Vega. He stops, cuts back inside. He gets wrapped up by number 3, Marquis Spry, I'm sorry, and he gets a gain of about 6. So a manageable 3rd and 4.
For Lou Desenor and the Braden River Pirates. Vega staying in at the tailback position this time, wearing number 82.
Your Pirates 3rd and 4. 41-yard line. They give it to Vega. Cuts back inside. He gets a nice hole, and he's going to get the first down. A gain of 5. They needed 4.
It's the 3rd carry of the night for Vega.
Clock stops momentarily at the 7:35 mark after the first down, so the chains are set. Braden River now going no huddle. They're on the ball, ready to go, waiting for the ref. And they're going to give it off to Vega again. This time he's hit right away at the line of scrimmage. Maybe gain of 1. Number 17, one of the Bruins in there. Dustin Charles, transfer from Palmetto.
Along with number 55 in there on the play.
See, Charles was at Manatee for a year and then Palmetto, and now here at Bayshore.
That was Brandon Richardson also in on the play. 2nd and 9.
Desenor gives off to Lewis. Big hole through the middle. Runs over the safety, and he gets away. He might go all the way. We'll see how healthy that hamstring is. He's going to score. Touchdown, Braden River.
Number 6 with the carry.
Like 48.
Touchdown,
I think it was a 48-yard touchdown run, or 47, somewhere around there.
I would say he made up for the mistake
Yeah,
on the
like
fumble.
he was running with the intent of making up for the fumble, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
He ran over the safety in the secondary. Huge hole through the line. So he was going to get the first down anyway. But then when he got to the second level, he just bowled over the safety, bounced it out to his left, and outran the defense. And the Pirates get on the board at 12-6. Esteban Benjude, he of the game-winning field goal last week, comes on to kick the extra point. Number 11 for Braden River. We haven't seen him yet tonight. That kick is good. It was a low kick, but got through.
The extra point is good.
Kicked a 31-yard game-winning field goal last week, so he's got to be feeling pretty confident. We'll get to see him kick off now. He also handles the punting duties for Braden River. So we're going to take a real quick break here. It's 6:38, Bayshore 12, Braden River 7. We'll be right back after this.
Next week, Friday, the cross-country team is going all the way down to Northport for the Northport Invitational event. Tickets for all home athletic events this year at Bayshore are on sale at gofan.co. Special thanks to Team Doctors from Coastal Orthopedics, Carrabba's of Bradenton, Tandem Construction, and our stadium sign sponsors, and all of our alumni in attendance at tonight's game.
And we're back at Balvan Stadium here. I guess we never left. There's also a water break there, so we try to take a break there.
With that 47-yard touchdown run, that gives David Lewis 95 yards already rushing on 9 carries so far this evening.
There's a pooch kick from Braden River taken by one of the up men at Bayshore. That might be a horse collar there. I didn't see a flag come in. Number 32 handled the kickoff duties.
The receiver of that kickoff was Kamari Reed.
I don't have a 32 on my roster.
He comes off the field, having taken that pooch kick and picked up about 5 or 6 yards afterwards.
Excellent field goal position for, excellent field position for Bayshore here, as they're on their 44-yard line. I'm a little surprised they don't have Benjude kick. He's, does the punting in the extra points. I'm sure he could kick that kick there. We saw him kick a 31-yard field goal. But. So Bayshore comes back out, leading 12-7, 6:31 left. Wally's going to hand off. No, he pulls it and hits the bubble late. And Thomas makes a man miss going up the sideline. Nice play there by Wiley. Pulled the ball on his own read. And as he came out, saw the wide receiver on the bubble open out there. Thomas got the ball out to him for a nice 8.5-yard gain.
Second down and 2.
It'll be 2nd and 2.
And Bayshore enjoys throwing the ball horizontal on a lot of times in the game because they got some good skilled athletes out there to get the ball out.
Yeah, it's just like a wide handoff, getting the ball out there, and it's like one-on-one guys.
Probably coming back to this side with it.
Oh, there's Horns hitting the backfield for a 2-yard loss. Didn't see who made the play. It looks like 23 for Braden River. Caden Parker, linebacker.
Loss of 2 for Horns.
Third down and 4.
Wiley sitting with a 3rd and 4 now.
3rd and 4, Bayshore at midfield, right on the midfield stripe. Wiley throws outside to number 7, Stansel. He makes one man miss. He gets a nice gain. Camden Stansel, a little quick screen out to the receiver. As we said, Bayshore loves to throw the ball horizontally and get those guys the ball in space.
That's 14 more yards for Stansel. That's his 2nd reception on the night.
It's not surprising that an Ace Sanders team likes to do that. That was his forte, catching those bubble screens and quick screens to the receiver and making guys miss out on the perimeter. They give it to Horns again, and he's hit right away by Freedom McDaniel. I'm sorry, Freedom McDaniel.
I did that last week, so it's your turn this week. Freedom
Freedom
McDaniel.
McDaniel. That's the first time we've called his name tonight.
Yes, it is.
It's
It
unusual.
is, but, well, I think it has a lot to do with what the game is, throwing wide versus running the ball.
Yep.
And that's his first tackle right now.
Yeah, last week he was all over the place against Lakewood Ranch, but they were not getting the ball out on the perimeter as frequently as Bayshore has.
Freedom McDaniel is a state qualifier in wrestling, as we said last week. He's a defensive end down here on our near side.
2nd and 12. Quarterback's rolling out. He's going to keep it. He's got a good gain. Makes a man miss. He's going down the sideline. Goes out of bounds around the 18-yard line. Showed me a little explosion there, Jadis Wiley. He accelerated. That's one of those situations where the defense runs to cover the bubble, and he came underneath it and just accelerated upfield and then cut out to the sideline, got out of bounds, didn't take a hit after he had the first down. Good positive play for the Bruins, and they're about ready to go up 2 scores here.
Freedom McDaniel that time, a defensive end, went down on that running back, and there was nobody left for the quarterback.
Give off to Judge down to the 2, and they're just running that zone read, and the Braden River defense is having a hard time deciding. That time they didn't close, and Wiley is making them wrong every time. When they close, he pulls it. When they stay out wide, the ends, he gives it, and you have that big gashing hole there, and you got a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
17-yard gain there for Judge. Judge still in the backfield with Wiley.
Gives off the Judge, and he's in. Touchdown. Bayshore goes up 18-7. With 3:22 left in the 2nd quarter, Bayshore going up 18-7. They'll attempt the extra point now. I'm assuming they'll go for 2. The offense is staying on the field. They're going to run a 2-point play here.
It started as a slow first quarter with no scoring and picked up the pace considerably. So we have 25 total points scored in the 2nd frame. Wiley's quarterback again, and Judge in the backfield with him.
Go with some compressed formation here as they move the receivers in 2-by-2 but tight. And Wiley's going to look in the flat. He's got a man, and it's caught. It's like number 8 out there. Xavier Austin on the out in front of the end zone. And the extra point try is good. Now makes it 20-7.
That was a very nice play there by the Bruins as they just ran a little out route into the end zone, and Wiley was able to get the ball out far enough outside with the receiver in the end zone, and Austin makes the catch.
So with 3:22 left, and Braden River hasn't really had, well, they scored quick on a running play, but we haven't seen them really execute a 2-minute offense. But they have 3 minutes here to score. They're probably going to get good field position based on where the kickoffs have been going tonight. So they're looking at probably only having to go 60 yards in 3 minutes, so they should have plenty of time. And there's the Bruin down in the end zone there, growling. Homecoming here at Bayshore High.
Early in the school year for the homecoming, but your football schedule determines when that's going to be.
Yeah, you don't want it to be a district game usually, and there's a lot of things that go into that factor. So Winston will kick off here again, and he kicks it to about the sideline, about the 30-yard line, and it goes out of bounds. I don't think he touched it. If he touched it, it would be spotted there. If he did not, it's going to go to the 35. We'll see whether he touched it or not. It's a ball you probably want to let go out of bounds. It looks like they're marking it there, like he may have touched it, but I didn't think he did. But
Well, the last time the Bruins scored, the Braden River Pirates came right back and scored, so now they got that challenge for them one more time. The only problem is 3:22 to go, but since they went 47 yards the last time, they had the ball on 1 carry.
some discussion going on with the officials now. Looks like they are going to move it to the 35. They were looked like they were going to spot it back at the 23. But he did drop his flag that is signifying that it went out of bounds and was not touched. So so the ball will go to the 35, 1st and 10 for Braden River with 3:22 left in the first half. Desenor at quarterback, and we'll see if he's got Lewis back there. I think he does. He does. He throws the flat out here to Polynice. He drops it. That's an incomplete pass. It was a forward pass, not a lateral. And I think he had a little room maybe out there if he looked like he had some blocking out in front of him.
Took his eye off it just a little bit there, wanting to get going a little bit quicker than before he had the football.
2nd and 10 for the Pirates now.
Both teams trying to throw the ball horizontally, stretch the field, and then let their athletes run to the sideline, hash the numbers to sideline as best as you can.
And Lewis, big hole, hit by a linebacker after a gain of about 2 or 3. Gain of 3.
Lewis on the carry.
Will be 3rd and 7. 3 minutes remaining, and Braden River not working fast here. No sense of urgency yet with, as we go down to the 2:50 mark in the first half. Braden River's down 20-7 to the Bruins. Desenor at quarterback. They go 4 wide. Braden River is 4 wide. 3rd and 7. He's back to pass. He's in pressure. He throws. It's picked off. That might. Oh, I thought he was going to score on that, but it's tackled by Morris or by Lewis there in the flats.
Interception there by Devon Scott. He's a senior free safety.
Yeah, there was some miscommunication there, or confusion as to where the receiver was going to be. It was where Desenor threw the ball. There was nobody there but a Bruin.
Looked like he was trying to get it to the back out of the backfield, and the back maybe not
Expecting
exactly the same area or expecting it that quickly.
And he was under pressure. He was under duress when he got rid of it. But now Bayshore in great shape to go up by 3 scores here.
That's the 3rd turnover in the first half for the Braden River Pirates.
And Bayshore has 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line, or 29-yard line, I'm sorry. I'm waiting on the official here.
Wiley in the backfield, want to get a score here with 2:30 remaining.
Plenty of time, especially down here at the 30. You don't really have to rush. Just run out the half and try to score. And they're going to give it right off the bat to Judge. He goes up the middle and he runs through tacklers, and he's finally brought down by the safety or corner after an 11 or 12-yard gain. He's looked really good running the ball. We mentioned earlier in the year he was not playing much at running back. And the last 2 games he's gotten to play more and more. It looks like they found themselves a back here. 1st and 10 for the Bruins at the 16-yard line. This Judge again going to the right, breaks a tackle, plows through another one down to the 10-yard line. Gain of 7 or 8. So gain of 8 there. 2nd and 3. Judge continues to grind it. Now Bayshore grinding it out on the ground like we didn't expect that, but Judge is really stepping up here as a back, giving him some physical running. And they're going to give to Judge again through the middle. Touchdown Bayshore, zone read. Good read by Wiley, gives the ball off to Judge. Judge makes one cut and runs it into the end zone. And Bayshore starting to run away with it, 26-7. And I'm sure they're going to go for 2 because they don't.
On the replay, you could really see the offensive lineman for the Bayshore Bruins just cleaning the path. The Braden River Pirates play with 3 down linemen, and the big nasties up front for the Bruins was able to clear the way and get them into the end zone there.
And that's the thing, when you can throw to the perimeter like Bayshore did earlier, and you get a team into a 3-man front down in the red zone, they stayed in a 3-man front, and you got 5 offensive linemen plus the read of the quarterback, so you really got 7 against 3, or maybe plus the 2 linebackers, and you're 7 against 5. You got it outnumbered. They got to delay a game on the extra point attempt, which really makes things tougher. Instead of a 2-yard gain, you got to get 7 now. So Bayshore will try to get 2 here to go up 28-7 on the Braden River Pirates. Shocker as they start to pull away with the game here. And it's the Bayshore defense making big plays.
3 turnovers in the first half by the Pirates.
Wiley back, looking in the end zone, and it's complete. Looks like number 8, Xavier Austin again with the catch. That same play they ran last time to the left, they ran it to the right, the out route, corner and out. And just reading that corner and taking the flat route.
Yeah, very good throw there by Wiley again. Looks like they've been down there practicing that as their two-point conversion play. They did it to both sides very, very nicely.
So the Bruins with 1:24 left are up 28-7 over the Braden River Pirates. Does this surprise you a little bit, Coach?
I was concerned for the Pirates in the fact that it looked as though the skill kids from Bayshore might be able to have advantages, but the thing that's really surprised me is that Pirates have turned it over a few times. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, and that makes it even tougher when you have the turnovers in there. Winston's going to kick it off again. Oh, better kick this time, down back to 20. And it's like number 9, Garvin, Jovan Garvin. Hit hard, goes down at the 33-yard line.
Tripped up around the 33-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pirates.
Pirates have,
ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, we do have Kona Ice available for you in the southeast corner of the stadium.
And when they're doing that,
and we do have Carousel Ice Cream in the northwest corner. So please help support some of our fine sponsors.
So Braden River will come out with 1:20 left. They good field position, 33. You got plenty of time to maybe try to get down for a field goal or a touchdown here. They're not going to be able to work at the pace they've been working. No, they're going to have to show a sense of urgency and start moving a little faster here and have some success. And here's a give to Vega, and he is hitting the backfield for. They're going to mark him forward progress to the line of scrimmage. I didn't think he even got to there. But it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Tackle there by Markel Spry.
Tackle for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11.
Loss.
Okay, they did lose a yard. I didn't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. They go out to flats again, and that's the same thing that happened on the interception. The back is running a flat route, and he's throwing the ball like he's expecting him to turn back inside. And that ball is now you're looking at 3rd and 11 with 49 seconds left, and A. Sanders probably ready to call timeout here if they get a stop.
Looked like Desenard didn't quite have his feet set that time to make an accurate throw. He's been a little bit fast-footed, so to speak, with the pressure that they've been putting on from the Bruins.
And they're going to run it here, and they're hit for no gain. We're going to whistle before the play. No gain, or loss of yard. But it's a false start on the
against Braden River.
Braden River, and they probably should put that 4 seconds back on the clock.
5-yard penalty will make it 3rd and 16.
Had an injury on the play.
Official timeout on the field.
The running back was hit and slammed down pretty hard on the play as the whistle blew. I'm interested to see if they're going to put the 4 seconds back on the clock since there was a pre-snap penalty. They called a personal foul on the play on Bayshore for slamming the running back down after the whistle, it looks like.
Personal foul penalty on Bruins on that play.
So does that personal foul supersede the 5-yard false start, or do they mark them? They'll mark 5 off and then 15 back the other way, and that's automatic first down.
We think that's what should happen.
They haven't done anything yet because they're still carrying to. I believe it's Vega. I don't want to say it is because I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming he was the ball carrier that got slammed down. So I'm assuming he's the one slow to get up. Trainers are checking on him. We have 45 seconds left. It is 82 for Braden River. As he sits up, you can see that.
Just Tyrese Vega.
It really should be 49 seconds because the pre-snap penalty the clock shouldn't have run. So it'll be interesting to see if they put that 4 seconds back on the clock. That could be that could be important as Braden Rivers trying to tag on some points here at the end of the half, running out of time. See if we can get some scores for some other games here while we wait for the injury here.
The Gibbs Gladiators are on top of the Sarasota Sailors by a score of 7-0.
Ooh. That's a painful one for Sarasota Sailor fans. Gibbs, not exactly a powerhouse. We get here.
Vega is up and walking slowly off the field, being escorted there by his head coach and a couple of trainers and student trainers.
Southeast up 30-3 over Lakewood Ranch. On the other side of town there, Cardinal Mooney 35-3 over Berkeley Prep. It's a big win for Mooney if they can hold on. That's a tough game. Buellholz and Manatee 3-0 in the second quarter. That's a low scoring game. Palmetto up 14-0 on Parrish. That's a big battle north of the river. Riverview 21-0 over Melbourne Central Catholic. And Booker 14-0 over Naples. That's kind of a surprise. So we get the yardage marked off, and it ends up being a net 10-yard gain for Braden River. They did put the 4 seconds back on the clock at 49 seconds. So Braden River will have a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line with 49 seconds. And Desenor is back to throw, and he's going to scramble. He's in trouble, goes back, reverses his field to the right, throws behind the running back, tried to get it to the running back in the flat there when he was rolling out. It's incomplete. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 with 41 seconds. That play took 8 seconds with Desenor scrambling back there.
I think he was trying to hit Lewis out there in the
after
flat.
He changed direction, he sees Lewis in the flat, tries to hit him, it's behind him. And that's been consistent. That's the third one I've seen where he's throwing a ball in the flat that was behind the intended receiver.
Yeah, he's run the play. I think that was kind of a busted play, but it ended up being the same situation that has fallen incomplete the last 2 times.
So Desenor this time gives. He's wrapped up right away by a host of Bruins. No gain, maybe a yard. They gave him maybe a half a yard. And Ace Sanders does call timeout.
Number 55 in there on the play, Brandon Richardson, a big defensive tackle for the Bruins. Second time tonight we've called his name.
Bayshore calling timeout there. Wanting to force Braden River into a punting situation and get the ball back for his offense. Coach Sanders is probably feeling pretty good about the offense right now. And
no doubt about that. They've been able to move the ball in the second quarter very successfully.
I'll tell you, one thing I can tell you about Ace Sanders as a player, having coached him for 4 years, is he has unbelievable confidence in himself and his team, whether he was a player or a coach. And he honestly believes, after they lost that first game this year, that they're going to go 9-1. He'll tell you that. He means it.
Well, he's demonstrated it here in the second quarter. They've taken advantage of throwing the ball horizontally just a little bit downfield and then pounding it that last drive with Judge carrying the ball and Wiley doing a good job reading the zone read concept.
Yeah, and Breon Carnes, his quarterback's coach, who was his quarterback when he was a receiver at Manatee for 4 years. Going up the sideline, looking for number, I think it was 1, Sinelli, I believe, and it's incomplete. Ball's a little high. I couldn't see if it was 1 or 4. It's a single digit. That was Sinelli, who was the intended receiver. Now it's 4th down.
That plays into the hands of Ace Sanders and the Bruins as the
22 seconds left. And Esteban Benjude will come on to punt. And who's back for the Bruins? Is that 10?
or is it 22? Landon.
I don't know who it is. I haven't seen 10 all night, Nasir Dixon. I don't know if he's not playing tonight. He's been a big weapon for Bayshore the last couple times I've seen them play. Oh, good kick by
Nice
Benjude. And it's taken by the Bruins. Looks like 11. was the return man back there. Good return.
Robert Coleman, he's a sophomore.
Sophomore Robert Coleman, good acceleration there. Got to the outside and got about 15 yards on the return. Gets out to the 35. So with 11 seconds left now, I know Coach Sanders has confidence in his offense, but I don't know if you want to do anything too ridiculous here and have a negative play spoil all the success you've had in this game so far.
Might be good to just take a knee and go back and so let's see if we can't get a few more in the second half as compared to trying something that could be dangerous.
Or maybe hand it off to Judge or throw a screen to a receiver, something very safe, get the ball out quick so your quarterback doesn't take a hit, and then see if you pop it or not. And that's what they do. They give it to Judge up the middle. You know, if he pops it for 30 yards, then maybe you hurry up and try to get a field goal. If not, you take it in. And that's just what they're doing. So the Bayshore Bruins, 2-1, under head coach Ace Sanders in his second year, are now leading Braden River 28-7 at the half. We'll be back after half. Until then.
At this time, we ask you to please direct your attention to the 50-yard line. Tonight marks the first game played on our new AstroTurf field.
Well, you know, the new field opens up a lot of opportunities for us. We have a number of teams that will use it, from football to soccer to lacrosse to flag football. This is not just for athletics. This is for the band to be on it, to practice for competitions, ROTC, PE classes. There's a lot of use that we can now utilize this field for to enhance everything we do at our school.
To commemorate tonight's event, we will now conduct the ceremonial ribbon cutting. On behalf of the students, staff, and families at Pierce Community High School, we thank the school board for their vision to provide this new field so all our student athletes can reach their goals and achieve excellence.
It's great, you know, when we have the school board and leadership that we do that supports our students, supports our athletes, supports our community.
Welcome to Bayshore High School. It's our first home football game of the season on our brand new turf field. The field and the academics, I think, go hand in hand. So, you know, we're all about academics and kids being as successful as they possibly can, but we also want kids to be engaged and want to be here at school. In order to play sports, they have to be academically successful to be eligible to play.
Please cut our ribbon. Thank you to everyone for creating this brand new field for the Bruins.
It feels amazing. It's been a long time since Bayshore High School football has been this energized about a season. The community has been behind us. They've been buzzing about you know what's going on here at Bayshore, and they've been excited to get out and see our what all the buzz is about. And we got a huge crowd tonight, and we're excited to see what we're doing here at Bayshore High School.
Play some football here.
The 2-0 Lakewood Ranch Mustangs against the 1-1 Braden River Pirates. East Manatee County rivalry.
2nd and 3 here, or long 3. There's got motion back, and they're going to run inside. Handoff, big hole, 5. Flores goes through, breaks 2 tackles. He's got 1 man left to beat. Number 19 for Braden River drags him down. Kerry Peacock with the tackle. There is Barry again, and he's in. Touchdowns. That offensive line fires off the ball. Desnore's going to throw a bubble out to number 2 in the flat.
It's Polonese.
And he makes a man miss, and he's out in the open field. He's got 1 guy to beat, and number 34 for Lakewood Ranch ends up making the play. So they're going to run again here, and they will. And this time they get stopped, and it's probably, 45. Freedom McDaniel
in on his second tackle of the game.
Desnore's back to pass. He's throwing outside. He has number 2. Anquan Polonese, nice catch. Look like he ran a little wheel route. The ball was thrown on the back shoulder. Polonese did an excellent job. See, he runs a little out and up on the wheel. 2nd and 5. He's going to throw again. He's looking in the end zone. He's got a man open, slightly underthrown. And the Lakewood Ranch DB comes up with the interception. Looks like number 31.
Judah Galliceria.
Judah Galliceria. It's not like Monday Night Football. We don't know. Little pop pass there to Pawn East to the outside.
Whoa.
Oh.
Camarion
Jones and Judah Galliceria, who made the interception. He's made a couple of big plays tonight.
with no free safety.
They give off to Barry, and he's stopped for a big loss there by, you guessed it,
Number 45, Freedom McDaniel.
3rd and 9. Desenor back to throw up the seam to 4 again. This time Polson catches it. He's hammered, and it's going to be a targeting call, but he held on to the ball, made a great catch. The safety gets up slow too. That's Camarion Jones after the big stop on 4th down. And they're going to give it in the backfield. No, he does give it, and he's still going.
Eli Berry.
Ball is out. The ball is out, and Braden Rivers on it. And it's going to be Braden River ball at the 25-yard line. And just like that, Braden River gets new life.
Emptied the backfield for Desenor.
And he goes up the seam to number 1. Sinelli catches and he drags a defender down to the 1. Touchdown. Braden River. Nick Sinelli catches the ball up the seam and drags 3 Lakewood Ranch defenders into the end zone. Low snap, give to Flores. Straight ahead, ball's out. Lakewood Ranch has it. Number 60 for Lakewood Ranch with the recovery. Traver's going to go back to pass. He's looking out to the flats. He throws to 7. He's got a completion. He makes a guy miss, comes back to the middle of the field, making guys miss. He's going to get about a 15-yard gain there. He threw a screen, and then he pulled it down and threw it right into Remy Ketzman's hands. Now they're throwing the hitch to Camarion Jones. It goes up in the air. It's intercepted. Pops straight up in the air off his helmet. Cooper Orzel makes the tackle.
Polson now again in that H-back.
Back to
Sprint
pass.
out to the side.
He scrambles to the left. He's pointing at his man to go deep. He throws it deep. He's got number 7. Nice catch in and out of the hands of the defender. But number 7, Travion Dixon, pulls it away. Away from Judah Galliceria, linebacker. No, they go left side, and he's got Dixon. And he's got a completion, and he's dragging defenders into the 11-yard line. It's going to be a first down. Braden River, 1st and 10 at the 11 on a 3rd and 15. There's the snap, is good. Kick is up, and it's good. Down 10-7. He's back to pass, 4th and 20. Pressure, throws it down the middle. Incomplete. Braden River's going to win 10-7, 24 seconds left to give Braden River the victory. 10-7 over Lakewood Ranch. For Paul Meckley, I'm Chris Comboy. We've been here a long time with a lighting delay. We'll see you next week for the MSTV Game of the Week.
Snaps are going to be a question because it just came out of nowhere, and it is coming down hard.
I think if I was Coach Sanders, the way Jason Judge has run the ball tonight and the job his offensive line has done, and Wiley is in his decision-making on the read, this would be a good time to just run that in this downpour here and kind of eschew the passing game for a little bit until although it is letting up a little bit now. It was really coming down for a while there, and now it's starting to get a little easier to see. The view you have here is from in the press box because we had to bring the cameras down from the roof of the press box. They're shooting through the glass. They're doing a great job. Our crew running around getting the cameras secured and covered, and great job by the MSTV crew and all the student workers from MTC and Bayshore High TV production classes. So the Bruins are going to start out on their 33-yard line, and they do just that. They give the ball to Judge up the middle, and he's hit in the backfield, but he bounces off of one man, and then Freedom McDaniel makes the tackle, throwing him forward for about a 5-yard gain. So it's a good gain for Bayshore.
It's the 2nd tackle of the game by Freedom.
And Judge running downhill, just positive yardage on every play. And there's the fumble exchange that we talked about, the problems that we're going to have with this downpour. So the Bruins go back and lose a couple yards. So it's going to be 3rd down.
In the first half, Judge carried the ball 8 times for 54 yards. There was a gain of 6, and now he just they put one on the ground on the exchange. So
that would be a team yardage loss, though. We won't count that against Judge.
Correct.
Since he fell on the fumble. Was not his fumble. It was the fumble. The exchange was actually on the snap. I think he bobbled it. So you got 3rd and 6 here for the Bruins in the downpour. High snap. Wiley gives it to Judge, hits the hole, and he's stacked up there by Ethan Cow, and it looks like, trying to get the other number, looks like 23.
Jaden Parker.
Another
one of the linebackers for the Bruins. Now comes probably the most difficult part of a big rainstorm, and that is the snap for the punt.
If they punt.
They are.
They are going to punt.
No, this time.
They
They're lined up.
Braden River doesn't believe it either. They're just leaving their defense on the field. It looks like there's no return man back, but I would do that as well. The punts really haven't gone that far. I'd be more afraid of a fake. And there's the bad snap goes through his hands, and he recovers it back, and it's deep in their territory. So the Bruins get the worst of it coming out in that downpour. And the snap was a little to the left of Ezell Winston and went through his hands, and that's what happens, like you said, Coach, handling those snaps in this rain and that downpour, and he was only able to fall on the ball, but that's going to give Braden River the ball. And this is just what Coach Grain and Braden River Pirates need to get back in this game. Down by 3 scores is to get the turnover deep in Bayshore territory. Now they need to capitalize it and see if they can make a game out of this.
Shorter field for the Bruins. Or for the Pirates, that's going to give them a chance to hand the ball to their big running back, who should be a good mudder on this synthetic turf field.
Yes, David Lewis, we say coming back from injury, 100 yards rushing, 104 in the first half already for Lewis. He did have the one big fumble where the ball was ripped out for a scoop and score for Bayshore, but he's been very effective running the ball. I'm sure we'll see there's a snap through the quarterback's hands, and Desenor gets back and recovers it, and it's a big loss. So you may want to get under center here. I know a lot of these teams don't work on it. We were a big gun team at Manatee, but we did snaps under center in the red zone, and we did it at the end of the game, and we did it in situations like this.
It's definitely something I would suggest that every team practices, but many of them do not. That's a loss of at least 12 yards on that play.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Breon Carnes hasn't adopted that philosophy. We do that every day, center quarterback exchange. Under center, and there's a handoff to Lewis. And he gets a nice short gain there of about 2 yards. And they're in 4-down territory here, down by 3 scores. I don't think you'll see any field goal attempts. So it's going to be 3rd and 21. 3rd and 21 from the 30-yard line. Can't get it all in one play. You got to play for, just a positive play.
Inside receiver on the top, now being covered a little bit closer. There they go to the running back again.
That's intercepted. That ball just went up in the air, and that's going to be a pick 6. I can't see the number, but he's going all the way. The ball just slipped out of his hands and shot up in the air, and Bayshore Bruins go up 34-7. It looks like number 8.
That's Xavier Austin, who's caught two-point conversions already tonight, now on the defensive side.
Making some big plays, and that ball just slipped out of his hands and helicoptered up in the air. There was no receiver anywhere near there. That's why I said you can't get it all back in one play. You got to be content maybe to run the ball there in these conditions, and we saw what can happen there.
That little flat pass that they've been trying to do to the running back out of the backfield has been not as successful tonight as it was last week for the Pirates,
and I don't think I don't think the back was even out there. I think he was trying to hit a slant, and the ball just slipped out of his hands and went in that direction. I don't know if we get the replay on that down in the truck, but
that's the 4th turnover this evening.
4 turnovers, 34-7. Now you start looking at a running clock situation, possibly if the Bruins can put another score on the board.
Last week, the Pirates were the beneficiaries of 3 turnovers by the Mustangs from Lakewood Ranch, and now it's just gone the other way.
Gives the Judge the right side, and he's in for a 2-point conversion. It's going to be 36-7, Bayshore. It's a 29-point lead. 35 gets you that running clock. That'd be a good trivia question. When was the last time the Bayshore Bruins put a running clock on their opponent?
Well, it's the first time in a while, I'm sure, and Ace Sanders has got the the mojo going right now for the Bayshore Bruins, and that puts them up 36-7 with 8:41 remaining in the third quarter. You know, both teams had the experience of a wet ball conditions, and unfortunately for the Pirates, they came out the worst of it because theirs ended up being a pick six.
Yeah, they had two bad plays due to the wet condition. They had to snap to get them into that situation to make it 3rd and 20. It went over the quarterback's head, and then they had the ball slipping out of Desnore's hands for the pick six there. So Bayshore will kick it off. So where it looked like Bayshore had turned it over and it was going to really hurt the Bruins there, they end up getting to pick six and scoring anyway.
You know, last week we saw the Pirates go negative yards play after play in the fourth quarter. This was rain-inflicted errors.
So 21, Winston kicking off. And once again, kicking a wet ball. Down to about the 25, it's taken. And the ball's on the ground, and Bayshore has it. Another fumble. That was number 23, Parker, I believe.
It's Caden Parker.
No, it might be 33. It's 33, I think, on the return.
Number 33 on the kickoff return. Fumble on the play.
Hayden Yermak, we saw him play running back last week. He carried the ball several times. He's a guy who's used to having the ball in his hands. But he was hit hard by the Bruins, and the ball popped out. And now the Bruins have it back again at their Braden River 34-yard line. And the Bruins up 36-7. Like I mentioned, now you're looking at running clock territory here, Coach.
You know, Hayden probably hasn't been used to getting that wet a ball.
Getting hit hard. Look like they put his helmet right on the ball, and the ball was wet.
Running back from the kickoff return position.
And you're going to give the ball to Judge, and big bruising back for Bayshore. And you can see the offensive line of Bayshore really starting to feel like they can handle the Braden River front. They look more aggressive now than they did earlier in the game as they've had some success running the ball.
Tackle made there by Freedom McDaniel. It's his third tackle of the game.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 for Bayshore. Again, Judge gets the ball running right. Again, tackled by McDaniel, I believe. And again, no gain. Or very small. No, it looks like he lost a yard. It'll be 3rd and 10. Very conservative play calling by Coach Sanders and Coach Carnes at Bayshore, but I think I would agree with it in these conditions.
All you want to do is just keep the ball from going backwards and not fumble it.
Yes, I agree with that 100%. I'd run it again here. Figure you have 2 downs to get 10 yards here. You don't have to get it all in one. They're in 4-down territory.
Nothing wrong with Wiley keeping it.
And they do that. They just give it to Judge, and he breaks a tackle. He runs over a DB, and he's going to be just short. He might have a first down. I think he's just short, maybe a half a yard. It's going to be 4th and 1, 4th and a half a yard for Bayshore. That's just what we talked about. Good call, staying with it for the conditions and pounding with your big back. And now they have a 4th and 1. They'll go for that, and I'm sure we're going to see the zone again, inside zone to Judge, and Wiley will read that end and pull it if he closes hard. Gives to Judge. He's hitting the backfield, and they stopped him. A big play by the Braden River defense there. Number 23.
Caden Parker.
Caden Parker, the one we almost mistakenly gave the fumble to on the kickoff. So he comes back and makes a big stop for a 1-yard loss on a 4th and 1. And Braden River survives another turnover, and now they'll take their water break here, looks like. No, they're just changing offense coming on the field here. Thought the refs were going to stop it for a second. I think the rain has stopped. I think it has ceased. It may be very light. I don't see the officials are not covering the ball with a towel, which you usually will see on a rain day. So maybe it's let up now.
The new synthetic field here is obviously doing great wonders for the Bayshore Bruin facility.
Yep, and they give off to Lewis. And he's wrapped up right away for a short gain. It looks like number 24 for Bayshore there. First one to get there.
Cameron Williams.
And it's a 2-yard gain.
One of their starting defensive ends was in on the play.
6:32 left in the third quarter. Bayshore up 36-7. It's a 4-score game right now. That's a good position for Bayshore to be in, especially with these conditions. But there he goes, Lewis up the middle, big gain again. He's carrying defensive backs all the way to the 45-yard line, maybe to 44.
Lewis on the carry. Tackled at the
So tag another 25 yards onto David Lewis's total tonight. He's going to be approaching the 150 mark here. We'll try to get some stats on him.
Yeah, he's at
We got an injured Bruin down there. Looks like maybe a cramp.
He's over 135 right now.
135, and we're only we have 6 minutes left in the third quarter. So big game. Got some scores around the town here. It looks like the latest score we have still Southeast 30, Lakewood Ranch 3. Booker demolishing Naples 35-0. That's a shocker to me. I got an update there. 36-3 Southeast. Cardinal Mooney over Berkeley Prep 42-3. Port Charlotte and Venice. That's a good game. 13-9 Venice in the second quarter. Manatee down 20-7 at home to Gainesville Buchholz. Gibbs up 10-0 on Sarasota. Riverview 21-0 on Melbourne. See if we can get we don't have to see a Palmetto score there. They were up 21-0 last time I saw an update on Braden on Parrish. That's a big district battle. So we get back to this game here at Balvan Stadium, and the Bruins are up 36-7 with 5 minutes and 58 seconds left in the third quarter. Braden River ball, first down. They give the ball off to Lewis. He's hit in the backfield immediately for a loss by number 12 for Bayshore.
That was Wiley.
Jadis Wiley, the quarterback, playing defense. Yeah, I don't know if I would do that with. I mean, that can't be him. It can't be 12 because he's on the sideline. It had to be somebody else. Is it 19 maybe? I can't make the number out here.
Yeah, there's no 19 on the rosters. Well, it could be 19. Nikolai
Roberts maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Outside linebacker.
And there goes Lewis again up the middle, big hole, running over defensive backs again. He's going to be close to a first down. Very close. The refs are stopping the clock, which probably means it is a first down. Yep, they're going to move the chains.
14 more yards for Lewis.
Yeah, 14 more for Lewis. They just keep pounding it with him, and he's doing a good job in there. 1st and 10, and they're going to give it to Lewis again. This time he's hitting the backfield twice, and he's wrapped up, and the whistle's blowing, and it looked like it was number 2.
Devon Scott,
Scott,
one of their free safeties, a senior, came up there and made a good stop in the backfield, it looked like.
You're starting to get those DBs really up there in the backfield and make plays where a play action could pop open, but I don't know if they have any confidence in this weather in their passing game and their protection to get it off. So, loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Braden River on the right hash mark at the 35-yard line. Bayshore leads 36-7, 4:27 left in the third quarter.
Judd Desenar still at quarterback.
He looks right and throws high over the head of Nick Sinelli out of bounds. It looks like he just is having a hard time holding onto that ball as a quarterback, getting a grip on it.
Yeah, Desenar's had a rough go at it here this evening. He's completed 2 passes out of 9.
2 for 9. Now it's a rough night, and it just got worse when the rain started. So now he's got a wet ball. It looks like the rain has stopped now. Field, I'm sure, is drained pretty good with the field turf they have here at Balvan Stadium now. So the ball could get a little slick on the grass, on the turf. But
fans are returning to their seats.
Yep, the umbrellas are going away. And they give it up the middle to Lewis. He runs hard in there. Hit by number 3 for Bayshore. Was in on the tackle. And number 16. So number 3, that's Marquis Spry. And 16, Edson Colon. 2 linebackers for Bayshore make the tackle. It's 4th and 8. And I wouldn't be shocked if they just run up the middle with him again.
146 yards for Lewis so
with
far.
The problems they're having throwing the ball tonight.
Bruins are bringing the heat.
And looks like number 1 for Braden River, the wide receiver, jumped again for the second time tonight.
False start
Notice last time Coach Green removed him from the game, but I guess
4th and 13.
now you got a 4th and 13.
Setting up a passing situation for Desinara. Like you said, the rain has stopped, but the football is going to be wet. Passing game has been rather minimal for the Braden River Pirates tonight.
Yes. Yeah, they threw the ball a little better last week than they have tonight. Much better, actually. High snap. Desnore's back on 4th down. He steps up. He's in trouble. He's scrambling. He's hit. He gets rid of it to Lewis. He jumps over one tackler, and he goes down at the 35-yard line, and it's a stop for the Bayshore Bruins. Devon Scott coming up to make the play, number 2. And the Braden River offense is really, really struggling here.
Yes, they are. They were. The quarterback went back to pass there, and I'm sure he's conscious of what has happened so far this evening. And he started looking down, and then scrambled. And when he scrambled, he was fortunate to find somebody, and he more or less two-handed pushed the pass forward, as in like a
chest
forward
pass. Yeah.
pitch, just to get rid of it. Unfortunately, he found the hands, but it was 4th down and long.
So Bayshore at the 35, 1st and 10, and they're going to give it to 22 Horns.
That's Landon Horns. That's his 3rd carry of the evening. That was
Gain
a
of
positive one.
3.
3, that gets him into the plus category.
2nd down and 7.
2:40 left in the 3rd quarter as the Bruins been now just running the ball at Braden River. Last 2 drives. We'll see if they'll
I
continue
think Wiley's going to pull one before too long.
Yeah, he's going to play action here. Goes to the outside on an out. It's complete. Nice throw. Good route and catch. Camden Stancil. No, it's Thomas, Amari Thomas. A little out route into the boundary from the left hash mark. And that's a 1st down for Bayshore.
First down.
And Bayshore goes right on the ball with no huddle.
That's 8 for 9 tonight, complete on passes by Wiley. He's thrown it 9 times, completed 8 of them, a great
Nice
percentage.
snap, gives the Horns. Landon Horns goes hard in there. Positive run there of 6 yards.
Landon Horns with the carry.
No, a little less than that. 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7. They cross the midfield to the Braden River 49. And they're going no huddle again, lining up on the ball, getting a call from the sideline. High snap over his head. And it's loose, but Wiley gets back on it and recovers it at the 40.
High snap on the play, recovered by Wiley.
That'll slow a drive down for you, those kind of plays. So you got 2nd down and 18.
Ball spotted back at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, high snap from center, obviously caused a little bit by the weather.
2nd and 17 or 18.
They're going to have to get all the way to the 42-yard line.
They're getting the signs from the sideline here with no huddle.
They don't have to get it all right now. They can get it piece by piece.
You only got 4 seconds to get it off here. 3, 2. They're going to have a delayed game if they're going to call a timeout. Bayshore's bench realized the play clock was down. That's a good timeout. I think they're trying to use a lot of clock too. In between the plays, are lining up fast, but they're not running the plays fast. Trying to milk that clock down a little as we almost go into the 4th quarter here, 36-7. And if Bayshore scores and gets the extra point, we're done. We'll be going into it'll be 4th quarter, and it'll be a running clock, and they'll just run that clock down. So.
Yeah, the Pirates from Braden River have been hurting themselves this evening with 3 interceptions and a fumble lost. So 4 turnovers in a little bit over just about 3/4 of the game is not helpful. That's
2 of them for scores as well. 2 turnovers for scores.
Correct.
A fumble and an interception, so that's even worse. It'll give your defense a chance to save you from that turnover. So Bayshore's got a 3rd and 17 here from their 41-yard line.
2-by-2 set.
Might be looking at a screen here of some sort, maybe one of those wide receiver screens like throw. Now he's dropping back, and he's going to hit the curl. He hits Camden Stansel turns up the field, gets the first down. He's dragging runners. He's still going. He gets an extra 10 yards. So he gets down to about the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for Bayshore.
He drags 2 Pirates with him down to the 32-yard line and picks up
Good, good yak there, yards after the catch, as he caught the curl right at about 12 yards. And not only did he get the extra 4 or 5 he needed for the first down, but he got an extra 10, dragging defenders on his back down to the 32. Wiley's going to give this time. No, he pulls it, and he's being chased by McDaniel. He gets outside, and he gets tackled after a good gain of about 5 yards.
That's his 5th carry tonight for 41 yards. You know, Wiley again, he only has the 1 incomplete pass, and that was the first ball he threw tonight.
Wow.
Every ball since then has been caught.
No, he's played an excellent game, and his decision-making on his own reads has been good, and when he does pull it, he's looked explosive as a runner. Been very impressed with the senior transfer, Jadis Wiley. He's really progressed since I saw him earlier in the year. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter. As we're going to go to the fourth quarter. Like I said, 36-7. A Bayshore score here will put us into running clock territory. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. We're back at Bayshore High School here. And Horns on the run. Down to the 10-yard line, 11-yard line. As our camera gets caught up there. It's going to be 1st down and 10 from the 11-yard line. So the Bruins just continue to gash the Braden River defense here.
Yeah, that offensive line of Lopez, Brave, Braylon Smith, and Jared Johnson are doing the job right now for the Bruins as they're keeping it on the ground here.
And you can see them getting energy and more confidence as they go. And there's a quick throw out to Camden Stansel, and he's going to take it to the cone, and I think he's in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Bayshore Bruins. Camden Stansel, little stutter move, dove for the cone, and he gets the touchdown. And the Bruins go up 42-7. With or without the extra point, we will have a running clock, Coach, and we'll be getting out of here early today.
That is 10 pass completions for Wiley out of 11 attempts. His first pass of the evening was incomplete. He has thrown consecutively 10 passes. Longest one has only been 18 yards, but as we said earlier, they are willing to throw the ball horizontally for a short distance downfield and let the kids carry the ball athletically and gain the yards.
Bayshore is going for 2. They give it to Horns. He's stopped. They do not get it. It's 42-7. So with 10:44 left and the clock is running, it is 42-7 Bayshore. And we'll have to go down and find Chris Brady, who's the former athletic director, and find out when was the last time, if ever, a Bayshore team put a running clock on their opponent. I know it's been a long time. We could check with I don't know, a Bayshore historian. Maybe Dr. Skip Wilhoit, a graduate of Bayshore, will remember a time when that happened. But so the Bayshore Bruins up 42-7 over Braden River. And they've just had their way with Braden River on both sides of the ball, really. Takeaways on defense. running and passing on offense. And Ace Sanders is getting ready to go on to go 3-1 with his Bayshore Bruins this year.
Well, Ace said after the first game this year when they lost in overtime that they were going to be able to run the table.
Yep, like I told you, he's got plenty of confidence, and he usually backs it up. At least he did as a player.
There's
We'll see if he could do that as a coach.
There's no doubt he could do it as a player.
Yeah, a little different when it's a coach. Someone else has to back it up for you, but he'll instill that confidence into these guys, and you'll see that kind of swagger from some of these Bruins skill players that we knew would be a problem for Braden River. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Mr. Stephen Brownfield working the gate tonight for the 10,000th consecutive Bayshore event. I don't think I've ever set foot on the Bayshore campus without seeing Stephen. And the general manager and director of football operations, David Stubbs, down there running the concession stand, and former wrestling coach and world-renowned credit recovery teacher. There's the kickoff from Bayshore down to Garvin. Jovan Garvin, and he bounces it outside to the 40, breaks a tackle, and he's going to get close to midfield. He'll be taken down around the 48-yard line. And I just
looks like next week the Bayshore Bruins are going to be going just across the street to play a game maybe on Thursday against one of the IMG squads.
Yeah, that is not the top IMG squad. That's IMG State, not IMG National, so it'll be the number 2 or 3 squad. But if Wiley plays the way he did tonight, there's a lot of teams they can beat on that schedule. They could be 8-2 or 9-1, I think.
Looming down the road a little bit for them are the Booker Tornadoes on the 26th of September.
That was the one I was thinking when Ace said that. I looked at the schedule and said maybe 8-2. I don't know about 9-1, but you never know. As Booker's pounding Naples, a really good team in Naples High School. And Booker's pounding them tonight. I'll try to get some other scores from around the area tonight. Riverview's up 35-7 on Melbourne Central Catholic, but a 1A school playing a 7A school. That's unusual. So we have a delay down on the field.
Seems as though we're having a little clock situation. Imagine the microphone between the head official and the press box has undergone some dampening experience.
Yeah, it's a little wet out there still. So the Bruins are up 42-7. Southeast up 36-3 over Lakewood Ranch. Cardinal Mooney 49-10 in the fourth quarter over Berkeley Prep. Riverview 35-7 over Melbourne Central. Gibbs High School beating Sarasota 10-0. Booker 35, Naples 0. Port Charlotte takes the lead on Venice 15-13 at the half. That's going to be a game down there at Venice High School. Braden River runs the ball to the left side for a short gain, and number 26 in there now at running back. I think we're going to see some guys, and he's the one coach with the cast on his hand.
Jalen Morgan on the carry there for the Pirates.
Trying to carry the ball with that padded cast cannot be easy.
That cast looks to be just about as big as the football.
Yeah, it's a big padded cast, and then he's going to try to carry the ball with it, so watch for that, maybe a ball popping out here. And he give it to him again, and there's going to be no gain. I think Coach Grain is just trying to get some players that probably work hard in practice, now that the running clock is going, a chance to get in there and play.
We got a flag on the play. Probably going to be a little personal foul on the
unsportsmanlike conduct on Bayshore. You don't want that. You get 2 of those and get ejected, and you don't play the next game. So Coach Sanders having a word with the player there as he comes to the sideline. Several words.
The enthusiasm for the defense to stop the run there got a little bit exuberant in his expression of success.
Coach Sanders still finishing his thoughts as he continues to express why that's not a good idea. Buchholz from Gainesville up 20-7 over Manatee at the half. And Palmetto Tigers 24, Parish 0. The Parish team that beat Bayshore 40-0. That's kind of a surprise.
Morgan again.
Oh, Morgan again breaks 2 tackles. Oh, runs over a safety. Good hard running by Morgan there. The diminutive running back with the cast on his hand, and he's sticking it in there hard, running hard. And I can see why Coach Grain wanted to give him a chance to get in there and show what he can do.
Morgan's a senior running back for the Pirates.
It's great to see a senior get his opportunity there and take advantage of it and have some success running the ball there. It's Braden River, a little bit of high snap. They give to Morgan again. He's hit right away in the backfield, no gain. Not Braden River's offensive line not getting the push we saw at times last week even, I don't think.
Brandon Richardson in on that tackle again for the Bruins.
Last week, Braden River had a real hard time with run-throughs from linebackers, but tonight it just seems like they haven't gotten any kind of push at all, really. Unless Lewis was running the ball. And there's
Aaron Snap again.
Yep, and he picks it up and hands it to Jovan Garvin, and he's hit way behind the line.
This is about the time in the game last week where Braden River started to experience the bad snaps, and the ball just kept going backwards and backwards like 3 times in a row.
Yes, that
now,
is
I know
true.
the weather's contributing to that factor tonight, as we had just a torrential downpour during the halftime.
Yeah. So we're down to 7 minutes and 15 seconds here in the fourth quarter. Running clock going. Bayshore up 42-7. Lewis Desenor back. He's hit, and the ball comes out. I don't know if they're ruling it a fumble or an incomplete pass, but if it's a fumble, it looks like Bayshore has it on the 3rd and 13 play. I don't see any signal for an incomplete pass, so that's going to be another turnover, Coach.
We'll have to check that on the replay to see how it turned out, but if it is, that would make it number 5 turnovers for the Pirates. And
we have a replay of that down there in the truck. We can see if maybe that ball. I think he was trying to pull the ball back down because of the old tuck rule.
Going to have a hard time winning football games turning the ball over 5 times.
Yeah, that is true. Very difficult.
We saw that last week when Lakewood Ranch turned it over 3 times, and the Pirates were the beneficiaries of that. The table has just been turned tonight, and they're the ones turning it over a total of 5 times.
And Bayshore's really taken advantage of those turnovers as they've taken 2 back for scores, and the other ones have set up some scores. So
a scoop and score and a pick 6, correct?
Correct. Well, we don't know if it was a scoop. It might just been a rip out and score. I don't think the ball ever hit the ground. I wasn't on that sideline. They could probably see it over on the Braden River sideline. That was on the far side of the field from us here. And really like the way the field turned out here that they put in here at Bayshore. Really looks good. The logo in the center and the alternating green I like every 5 yards. It's a good-looking field.
There's all the schools in Manatee County that have had the changes over the last 3 years make them all look nice, and very attractive place to be excited about playing football in. Bayshore's field, the regular turf that they had become very, very sandy, and it was difficult to get traction going, so I know they were happy to get the new field.
Yeah, we came out and watched practice last year in Coach Sanders' first year and walked out on the field, and we saw firsthand the condition of the field. And I think at that point it was late in the year, and the district knew they were replacing it after the season, so they'd kind of stopped maintaining it as well, so it got worse even faster. We still have an injury timeout. This is the one thing that will stop the clock during this and scores. Will stop it momentarily as we have the running clock going with Bayshore up by 35 points here in the fourth quarter, 42-7.
The athletic trainers are down on the field there for the Braden River Pirates, and we are not able to identify
Carl, are you down there?
I am, yes.
Player who is on
When's
the
our
field.
next game? Who do we got next?
We are at Parish Community next week. Braden River, Parish Community.
Oh, that's right. Braden River 3 weeks in a row.
Yep, 3rd in a row.
Next week, the MSTV Game of the Week will be at Parish Community High School, and we'll see Braden River for the 3rd week in a row. And we saw a big emotional victory last week, and we saw a crushing defeat this week, and it'll be interesting to see how they come back against a team that beat Bayshore 40-0. Braden River will face them next week, and that looks like a tall order for the Pirates.
Yes, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board and regroup and concentrate on the ball. Number one, you cannot be turning the ball over 5 times in a football game. their philosophy, I think, was pretty good this evening, trying to get David Lewis carrying the ball as much as he could. He had over 100, probably close to 150 yards, but it was between the 20s, so to speak, except for the 147-yard run.
Yeah, and that's ball security is huge. I mean, even if you're the more talented team, it's hard to win with 5 turnovers. I mean, in my years at Manatee, when we had some really talented teams, I don't ever remember winning a game with 3 or more turnovers. It's very difficult to do.
And like you said earlier, when 2 of them are automatically turned into touchdowns by the interception being returned for a touchdown and a fumble recovery being returned for a touchdown, it makes it even worse. Now the Braden River Pirate is at least up.
Sitting up and taking his helmet off. And a lot of times you'll see that on a loose ball as guys are diving in for the ball. They get hit in the neck area or the head, and that's what it looks like they're looking at. I don't want to just guess, but so your Green Bay Packers off to a great start this year, Coach Meckley. That's going to be exciting for you.
It's kind of fun to watch. They are tremendously fast on defense. They are running to the football. Jordan Love's doing just enough, but can do a little more and have a little more success. But if you'd have told me when the schedule came out that they would be 2-0 as compared to 0-2 against the 2 teams that were playoff teams last year, I would have thought that would have been a tall order. But
so it looks like Jackson Perkins, number 78, the center for Braden River, is going off the field slowly here. He is up on his own power.
He's a 6-foot junior. He is making it off, but as you can tell on the screen, being accompanied there by 3 trainers and the head coach, Jason Green. Sure appreciate the athletic trainers that put in hours and hours and hours of time helping the athletic teams in Manatee County.
Yeah, to provide a safe environment for the competition. In not only just games, but practice as well. That people don't realize those trainers are here all hours of the day and through rain delays and lightning delays and heat delays, and don't get to see their families very much.
We've had one at Southeast High School since, I believe, 1991, the same one.
J.K.
John Carl. A salute to him and all the Manatee County athletic trainers and all the trainers at every school.
Yeah, a lot of the players I know are probably closer with the trainer than they are with some of their coaches after they graduate. You know, see them come back to see their trainer that used to tape their ankle every game or every practice. And so it's 4th and 12. Braden River throws an out route. They complete it, and he goes out of bounds 9 yards short of the first down marker. So now it will be Bayshore ball with 6:04 remaining, clock running. I would think you just see some running and maybe even a backup end. If I was Coach Sanders, I'd try to get somebody else some work.
Well, he did that in the last series. He gave the ball every play to Landon Horns.
I'm talking about a quarterback, though. I'd like to see somebody else. They're not doing that, but
do they have another quarterback?
You got to. What if he gets hurt? What if he gets a cramp? You got to have somebody ready to go, a running back or a receiver, get him some reps. As a matter of fact, we used to do that with Ace. He was our backup or emergency quarterback at Manatee. That's how he ended up on varsity his freshman year. We needed him to come out for a scrimmage so we could have an extra quarterback. He was like, "What, me? I don't want to go to varsity. I'm only a 9th grader." And he ended up starting all 4 years. And they're going to throw. Wiley coming out throwing, deep out, incomplete. Roughing the passer is going to probably be called. And that's what could happen. You could get your quarterback hurt and forget that 9-1 prediction if Jadis Wiley goes down. And, throwing the ball up by 35 with 4 minutes left and a running clock, you're going to get some guys on the other side of the field a little angry, and they're going to take some cheap shots like that. And
besides that, you ruin his passing percentage.
That's right, but it's a good way to lose a kid for the year.
He's now 10 for 12. That is the second incomplete pass of the evening.
So it's a 15-yard penalty on the roughing the passer. It'll be 1st and 10.
Just grind the clock and go home and get out of this wet weather.
That would be what I would recommend, especially when, like you said, they may not even have another quarterback. If he takes another shot like that, who knows what happens. Now they go back and give the ball up the middle. I can't see who it is. It looks like 10. Yes, it is. That's 10, and that's who I've been looking for all night. He was a big part of their offense earlier in the year. Nazir Dixon, who's he's an electric athlete. I don't know if he's been injured or he's in the doghouse now, not playing as much, but he's explosive. He can make guys miss, and there you see it right there. I told you he's electric, and he's going to go down to the 22-yard line. He played as a freshman on the varsity last year, and they were really high on him last year. And then going into this year, I thought we'd see a lot of Nazir Dixon, but he is just getting in here in mop-up time and looking really good, as Braden River is pretty much defeated at this point. They give it to Dixon again.
No,
he's going to bounce it. Oh, makes a guy miss and cuts back and runs into traffic there. Gets tackled for a 1-yard gain. With 3:20 left as the clock ticks down here in a running clock at Balvan Stadium, the Bayshore Bruins up 42-7 over the Braden River Pirates.
Early in the season in the kickoff classic, I think Dixon was carrying the ball quite a bit for the Bruins while Judge was playing mostly defense.
Correct. That's what I said earlier in the year. I thought we were going to see a lot of him this year, and he's a guy you want to try to get the ball to. And they're going to throw to the end zone, and it's broken up.
Nice defense there by the Pirates.
Yes, good play there by the corner for Braden River.
Might have been Polonese.
Looks like it's Polonese. Can't see that far. He's in a dark corner of the end zone. The field is new, but the lights are not. And there are a few dark spots in those corners where it's hard to see the numbers.
We got 2:28 to go in the game.
2:28. Clock is running. And Bayshore is just trying to score. They're throwing a slant there. It's a hit, and they're going to call roughing the passer again, it looks like. Maybe it's holding. Holding. I think it'll be holding on 77 for Bayshore.
Yeah,
Declined is 4th down.
When you're up 35 and you still have your starting quarterback in, you probably start thinking about letting somebody else throw a little bit or get under the.
Like I said earlier in the Manatee Southeast game, Coach, we are dinosaurs. The days of running out the clock, I guess, are gone. You just try to score as much as you can, and if you lose your quarterback, you lose your quarterback. I guess that's the approach that coaches take nowadays. He gives off to, can't see who it is, 27 maybe, or is it 22? 17 on the carry.
17 with the carry.
Dustin Charles. Dustin Charles has been playing defense mostly, but
4th and 12.
We're down under a minute now.
Yep, down to a minute.
Good evening, Bayshore High School. Welcome to one of the most exciting moments.
I just believe in running the clock down and playing as few snaps as possible at the end of the game so you reduce the chance of injury for your players. But in this situation, he's going to throw over the middle. It's complete. Number 11 with the catch. He bounces off of one defender. They wrap him up. He's going to get stopped at the 5-yard line. It's going to be a 1st and 10 with 29 seconds left as the clock runs. Robert Coleman on the catch. 20 seconds as the clock runs.
All of the amazing students who were nominated this year. Your contributions to our school do not go unnoticed.
Appears as though Bayshore would like to get another play in.
Looks like they're hurrying to try to get another play in as they get down to 6. No, they don't need to. 5, 4, and they snap it, and they hand it off. And Charles bounces to the right, and he's taken down at the 5 for no gain, and that will do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Bayshore Bruins homecoming victory, 42-7 over the Braden River Pirates. Through the rain, through it all, the Bruins put a running clock on the Pirates, go to 3-1. The Pirates drop to 2-2, and the Pirates will head to Parish next week, where we will have them against the Parish County Bulls, or Parish Community Bulls, I'm sorry. And that's it for tonight. For Paul Meckley, I'm Chris Comboy. Good night.